Guys, let's fucking go, man. Low scalp a lot. Back for a daily review. My God, it just took me 30 minutes to get my microphone on. I'm sorry for the last video being sounding like a robot, but I fixed it. Okay, I fixed it, and we're gonna go over my day now that I got that out the way. Guys, it was not an easy day, um, but we got it done. I had another big green day, but again, it was not easy, and it could have been very bad. It probably should have been bad, but I bailed myself out of jail again. I have unlimited bail myself out of jail cards, and one day I'm gonna run out. Um, Dude, my P&L is just a straight shot to the moon, and you know, I am expecting that one of these days I'm gonna have to accept a red day. Um, and it just feels like it's impossible because I keep finding myself big green, and I'm taking good trades, but I'm also taking some bad ones. But anyway, let's go over the day, man. Um, I started the morning early on Foxo, which wasn't a great trade. I didn't. I feel like I need to stop. This wasn't an A plus setup or anything. Um, but I did. I was watching it when it was making this push right here, kind of going into 6 a.m. Again, it was pretty early. I told myself I probably shouldn't take a trade this early, but I did anyways. Um, but it did have a setup. Like I said, it got a push right here. It made this 5 minute pullback, and then it started to go again. And this was interesting to me because I wanted to buy this first pullback and see if it can continue higher. Um, Looking at it, the price action wasn't the best. I did buy a dip right here at 20. I told myself I'd risk 1 cent per share, and I did just that. I got stopped out, and I started the day red. Not much to go over here. Again, this wasn't an A plus setup, and I probably should just be more patient, especially that early. Um, so I definitely started the day red on that. It was unnecessary in my opinion, but I took my loss and I didn't trade it emotionally or anything like that. All right, GLXG. Guys, I got smoked. Extra toasty, like burnt, smoked toasted on this thing. And I mean, fuck. I took a big loss on this fucking trade, man. I took a massive, massive loss. Um, and guys, I was big super red on the day, man. Like I was definitely frustrated and stressed after this one, but I've been in that position, and I've been in that position recently several times. Um, and I focused myself, and I somehow, some way clawed myself out of that hole. But anyways, let's go over this trade. So yesterday we had something that moved into 7 a.m. And when this thing made this massive move right here, I was super interested. We just broke over this pre-market pivot. This thing had nice volume. Um, let's go over on the 1 minute. Let's see if I can get there. So yeah, this thing, it made a nice move. It set up this beautiful pattern. This is pretty much what I look for. Um, Looking at it now, as I'm trying to go over it, understand how I traded this wrong. It was setting up here, which was pretty extended off the 5 minute eight. Um, but this was good price action before it started to. I mean, it just completely sold off. But before it started to sell off, this was good price action. This is typically what I see. This is what I like to see. Um, and I told myself once we get like this dip right here, I'm gonna take an entry, and I took some here. I think I took way too much size on this trade. Looking back, um, especially it had some decent range on it. Um, yeah, I kind of got bag held into this one. I mean, I didn't sell down until 207s, man. Like once this thing finally tried to hold the 5 minute eight right here, we were, I was already down 20 cents a share. I think I had like maybe like 237s on it. Guys, I didn't trade this great. Um and I held it too long, And I had too much size, and I just got absolutely smoked on it. There was no chance of profit on this thing. Like I never seen green on my chart for this one or on my screen, and yeah, I got smoked, and it wasn't even 7 a.m. yet. I got aggressive on this thing, and that's just what happens. It's just what happens sometimes. Let me check how much time I have left. I got plenty of time. Um, but yeah, this thing just gave it all back, and I was pretty surprised. I mean, you know, is this first 5 minute pullback going to work every time? No, I mean we are playing a game of probabilities, but to see this thing just completely sell off like this, it was surprising. So I guess there was a little bit of hope in me that's like, this I have to be right on this, and that's a big mistake. Can't think like that. Um, Not every single trade's going to be a winner. And I don't have to be right every time. I only have to be right, shit, even 50% of the time I'm profitable, but we're aiming more for like 60, 70% of the time. And this was just one of those ones that didn't work. I shouldn't have taken so much size on it, and I should have cut it quicker when it stopped looking like a flag. Like I said, and I've said this in other videos, I could have cut this and maybe tried to reposition, but even that wouldn't have worked. So, it is what it is. I got absolutely smoked on that, and I was huge red on the day. Um, but then, what was the next play? Let me see which one. Which one bailed me out? Guys, I forget. Let's log in. I think I took notes on it. I think it was BT. Okay, BTOG. That was what it was. This one, okay, so let's just think. I'm sitting extreme red on the day. I mean, really bad. It would have been the biggest red day I've taken in a long time. But we got this beautiful setup right here. And I had conviction and confidence in this one because of the massive penny runner that we had it open yesterday. Um, and especially since GLXG just failed, one of these is going to work. This thing set up a beautiful move going into 7 a.m. Look at all this volume, millions of shares of volume right here. And it gave my beautiful pattern, guys. I bought this dip, and I am telling you, I slammed size on this thing, which is a mistake. It's a mistake because if this thing would have not worked, oh, I would have been in trouble. I would have been in trouble. But again, you know, I played this how I would normally play things. Um, I liked this. I just liked how it's set up, right? So like, gotta move, set up a nice 1 minute flag, rips another 1 minute setup right here, rips again, and then we start to pull back. Um, that gives the 5 minute 8 a chance to catch up. And especially we have VWAP here. I love when VWAP's right here too. I love having VWAP here, and I love having the 1 minute 20 and the 5 minute 8. Um, yeah, nice dude. I slammed thousands of shares on this thing, man. Ridiculous size. Um, I think I had about $1,000 position on this thing, but I was confident, and I was confident that if it didn't work, I would have cut the trade, and I would have suffered my big red day, and I would have fucking, it just happened. I've learned from my mistakes. But guys, this thing, it made new highs, and I took profits up here over 30s. I wanted 31s, I wanted new highs, and I got that, and I took profits. I didn't hesitate to take my profits. I made that whole loss back plus more. I made like $200 on this trade. Crazy. I could have had, if I was just a little bit more patient, or I would have, if I would have cut GLXG a little bit quicker, I could have hit a massive trade on this and, had a better day. But, it is what it is. But this thing definitely, this was my get out of jail free card. And it wasn't a lotto or anything like that. Like, this is a proper setup. It was my setup, and I traded it how I normally trade it, and it ended up working. I just so happened to slam it with, I loaded the boat. I'm telling you, like, I loaded the wife and kids in the boat, and I put the house on the line on this thing, and it worked. But it got me green on the day. Um, yeah, and I took a few minutes away. I was like, all right, let me get refocused because that was a big exchange right there. Massive red, and to now I'm just like chilling at my daily goal. All right. Um, and then NAOV. This one was tricky too. It wasn't tricky, but I missed this beautiful flag. Oh man, I don't know how. I missed it again, man, because this was like the similar setup of yesterday, and um, I think I was just. I mean, this is picture perfect. This is an A+ setup. Um, I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. I think I thought that it wanted to dip a little more, but again, I mean, I gotta study this one, man, because this is perfect. Look at this lower volume right here on this pullback right here is money. Now this is this so in my opinion, when volume is so low right here, and especially look at this, the pattern is set up. Beautiful lower volume pullback coming into the 5-minute 8. The volume right here is a hint that we're coming to the apex point. When this volume gets so dried up right here, it's either gonna start breaking or it's gonna start dipping. And I just was expecting, I guess, a little bit more of a dip. Um, and I just didn't hit the trigger on this one. And this first 5-minute candle to make a new high right here. Oh no, 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 I'm sorry. I hit the trigger. I just didn't get fucking filled. I seen this, and as soon as it was I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play. I might have missed a dip, but I'm like, I'm gonna play the first 5-minute candle to make a new high, guys. As soon as this 5-minute candle opened, I hit the ask button and I didn't get filled. I probably should have hit it again, but I did hit the trigger. I just didn't get filled, and I was so mad, man. I was so mad because that would have been a great play. Look at this. It's set up there. I mean, I had another opportunity to get in right here on this 1-minute flag. So as it's breaking on the 5-minute, sets up a 1-minute flag, and then breaks out. But I mean, I feel like I missed my entry at that point. And it's annoying because I clicked the trigger. I squeezed the trigger and I didn't have nothing in the gun. But again, it is what it is. Like, that was definitely a little frustrating too. And I was just like, man, what is going on today? Like, I probably should have hit it a few more times. But it's like I didn't want to oversize, especially like after I just had that big exchange on those two previous trades. I'm like, I don't want to get too aggressive, but in hindsight, each trade is a new trade, and you have to have that mindset. I think that just was, just relatively closer to those other massive swings I just had that um, maybe some emotions were still present, but this was a nice setup. I really liked the slow volume pullback that I'm looking on it now. Um, and trying to play this first 5-minute candle to make a new high right here was a right move. It was the right move. Unfortunately, I just didn't get filled on it. Um, and it is what it is. Let's see what else I got. Okay, so I believe I took I believe I took a dip trade somewhere in here. I got stopped out of one of these. It was getting a little choppy. I took some base hits. I think I took one right here. So like when it set up this second 5-minute flag right here, and it tried right here but rejected. Um, I might have took a little small loss in here, but I did re-add off this dip right here, off of 712s, and then I got a little bit of move right here. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, the money to be made in the highest probability move is this first 5-minute pullback right here. This first 5-minute flag. I'm telling you, like, I gotta stop missing these. Well, like I said, I tried I tried to not miss it. I just didn't get filled on it. Um, I'm running out of time, but um, even again at open, it was just tricky, man. Like, look at it. It set this up. It didn't really give me much of a dip right here. It tried to go, but then it got stuffed. I slammed the market buy right here, actually. I had a pretty good average in hindsight. Look at this. So I had 1066s right here. But just because like we were consolidating below the VWAP right here, I wasn't as convicted. Typically the plays don't do that. Um, the ones that turn into winners. So it faked me out, right? So like I had 1066s right here, and I think it dipped again. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cut it before I freaking kill candles $1 a share, and then I just get fucked on it. And then this thing just rips for new highs. But I did catch this one right here. Um, I caught the second 5-minute pullback, and I took a big win on it. But crazy day. Definitely a lot to go over. But these first 5-minute flags, man, I got to lock in on these. This is where I'm going to make my money. Unfortunately, this one was really choppy. I got stopped out of this one, and you know, you got to be perfect on these plays, man. Um, but yeah, um, hopefully looking to have another good day tomorrow. And that's all I got for right now. Peace, guys. See ya.